Once again, hello everyone. For this session, we will be talking about relations. Now, the definition of relation. A relation is simply a set of ordered pairs. You know what an ordered pair is already because you already had that one when we had plotting and we had the Cartesian coordinate or the Cartesian plane or the rectangular coordinate system. So you already have an idea on what ordered pairs are. And of course, you already know what a set is. So for instance, you're given this one. This is an example of a set of ordered pairs. So you have here first ordered pair na to, our second ordered pair. We have another ordered pair. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 ordered pairs here. And this is considered a set because of the... Okay, there you go. Because of the symbol, the curve, braces, or the bracket. Okay? Now, this is an example of a relation because this is a set of ordered pairs. Now, in a relation, there are parts. The domain is the set of all x values in the relation. So, in our example, what are the x values section, Ruby? What are the x values? Okay, there you go. Those being highlighted as green, 2, -1, 4, 9, 0, that is what you call the domain. Those are your x values. Okay? It's simply the set of all x coordinates or set of all abscissas. Right? Because another name for the x coordinate or the x values is the abscissa. Now, how do you write your domain? Your domain is again a set. So you will be using again curly braces or brackets. Okay? So write this, and I'm gonna be writing this from smallest until largest, but it's okay not to arrange them. But in this case, I'm gonna arrange it. I'm going to arrange it in increasing order. So I'm gonna start with -1. Then I have 0 here. Then I have 2. I have 4. And I have 9. And that is what you call the domain. Again, class, the domain is the set of all x values. The first numbers here is what you call your domain. Next, the second part is a range. The range is the set of y values, the second numbers there, the y coordinates, or simply the ordinate. So, what is the domain in this relation, class? I mean, what's the range? Sorry, what's the range in our relation? Okay, there you go. So changing, I'm highlighting it to blue, sky blue. You have there 3, 5, -2. You have 9 and -6. And I'm gonna arrange that in increasing order. But it's okay not to arrange it in increasing order. That's totally fine. As long as all the numbers are there, that's totally fine. And take note, when writing a set, you don't repeat what? You don't repeat numbers. Okay? You don't repeat the same numbers. So again, that's a reminder for everyone. When writing the domain and the range, you do not repeat any number. Okay? Now, how do we express relations? Let's have this one. So take note, the domain set of x values, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our range, the set of all y's, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The The first way of expressing a relation is simply assigning the x with the y's. So look at what I'll be doing. I'm going to assign 1 to 6. I'm going to assign 2 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 8, 5 to 10. What I'm doing here is what you call mapping. And mapping is one way of expressing a relation. So take note, what I'm doing now is simply I'm doing the mapping. Okay? So that's what you call mapping, assigning the x with the y's. Now, another way of expressing is this. This relation can also be expressed as set of ordered pairs. Look at this one. Diba I paired 1 with 6. So the x value is 1 here, and the y value is 6. Same thing with the other mappings that we have a while ago. So I'm gonna change the color first. I'm gonna be assigning 2 with 2. So the set of ordered pairs, you have here 2, 2. 3, 4. 4, 8. 5, 10. Yes. And then, you have here the table of values. So, when I say table of values, it's this one. You have here the x values and the y values. Take note, the x values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, I'll be writing here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, ayaw pagsuot direct 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Dapat, you'll be writing what corresponds man to the number 1. Sir, it's the number 6. It's over here. So, 1, I'll be writing 6 below. In 2, 2, I'm gonna be writing 2 below. 3, I'll be writing 4 for the value of y. For 4, 8, 4 ang x, 8 ang y. For 5, 10, you have here 5 and 10. Are there any questions about this? So take note. There are 3 ways on how to express a relation. You can do it by mapping, by using a set of ordered pairs, and using a table of values. So I have already presented the ways on how to express a relation. So again, let's go back on that. We can use mapping, like assigning these x's with the y's over here. So that's what you call mapping. The second one is from our mapping part, this one, we will be writing corresponding numbers. So we have 1 corresponds to 6. 1 is paired with 6. So we have here 1, 6. And, yes, that's our given. Okay? Yes. And then you are gonna have in the table of values 1 and 6 also. When it comes to 2, 2 is paired with 2 here in our given. And I'm gonna be writing it as 2, 2 as a set of ordered pair. And then in the table of values, you have it here 2, 2. If I'm gonna have 3, assign that to 4. So we have here 3, 4. And we have 3, 4 in the table of values. For 5, or rather 4, assign that to 8. So we have 4, 8. 4, 8 in the table of values. And the last one, we have 5, 10. So 5, 10 in the ordered pair. Then you have here 5 and 10 for the table of values. So that's how you express relations, class. Next. A relation has kinds. It has kinds also. So let's talk about the first kind first. So look at what I'm gonna do. I will be pairing 1 with 8, 2 with 2, 3 with 4, 4 with 10, 5 with 6. So those, yes, mo na atong given sa atong example sa atong first kind. So in our first kind of relation, this is now our mapping. Now, what have you noticed with the mapping now? Can you describe it? Yes, yes. So take note, in our mapping here, this is an example of a one-to-one relation. When I say one-to-one relation, one value of x is assigned to only one value of y. There are no x's here that is assigned to two values. You have noticed that? That's one-to-one relation. This is one-to-one relation. This is a one-to-one relation because one value in the x is assigned to only one value in the y. Okay? And a real life example of that is kanang mga married couples. It's impossible man that you'll be having like the example, this is Anna married to Pedro. It's impossible man nga Anna is also married to Mark, right? So dapat it's only one-to-one relation. If I'm gonna relate that into real life, an example, a concrete example of a one-to-one relation is a married couple, a husband and a wife. So one-to-one relation man na siya. Okay? Now, we can write this as also as an ordered pair. So we have already discussed that. So this is the ordered pair 1 8 2 2 3 4 4 10 5 6. And we can do that also using a table of values. Now, this is now my question. Yes. It depends upon the given sa akong question. Yes, yes. So I'm presenting all of this para you'll have a clue. Oh, okay, this can be written as a set of ordered pairs. This can be written also as a set or a table of values. Okay? Now, let's examine the values of the x's. The domain. What's the domain here, class? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's write that down. We have here, let's write that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take note, this is your domain. Okay? What about the range? Let's write down the range here. Okay, pwede raha. It's okay not to arrange that. We have 8, 2, 4, 10, 6. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question. Are there repeating values in the domain? No. Look at the x values here. The domain, in the table. There are no repeating numbers. So, one property of a one-to-one relation, no repetition in the domain. The range, the second values, here. This is the range, 8, 2, 4, 10, and 6. So, the range here, look at the range. Are there repetition of values in the range? No repetition. So, take note, a one-to-one relation, no repetition of values in the domain, the x values. No repetition of values in the range. So these are the properties of a one-to-one relation. Yes. This is our first property pa. This is our first relation. So take note, we have the one-to-one relation, no repetition of x values, and no repetition of y values. Let's go to the second kind of relation. So look at what I'm gonna do now. I will be mapping 1 to 6, 2 to 4, 3 to 6, 4 to 6, 5 to 10. Now, how do you call this relation now? Unsa may tawag ng more than 2? This is what you call a many-to-one relation. So take note, our first kind is a one-to-one relation. This one, look at 1, look at 3, and look at 4. Many assigned to only one value in the y. So that's what you call a many to 1. So we have here 1, 2, 3 values of x's assigned to only one value here sa atong y. Is the mapping clear, class? Okay, let's continue. So how do we write our ordered pair? Sige, you give me the ordered pair now. We have 1, 6, then 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 10. Dapat all the numbers are there. So we have here 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 10. Yes. It's okay if you will not arrange them in any order. Yes. Yes, all of them are present. It's totally fine. Okay, let's write. Okay, how do you write this as a table of value? So the table of value is this. So you have here 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 10. Now, what is our, let's start with our domain. What's the domain here? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what is the range? 6, 4, and 10. So, take note. Look at our first values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same as the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your domain. And the range, you have here 6, 4. Do not repeat 6 again because 6 is written already. You go to the next number, the number 10. So you have here, using the table, you have here 6, 4, and also the number 10. So, what have you noticed now? What is repeating in many to 1? Is it the x or the y? Okay, so that is now the property that we will be emphasizing here. So the first property, no repetition sa x. Look at our x values. Are there repetition in the x value? No. So that's one property of a many to 1. No repetition of the x values or the domain. Ang repetition occurs in the range. There is repetition of values in the range. Is many to 1 relation clear? Okay, let's proceed to the third kind of relation. So take note, I'm gonna be assigning 1 to 2, 2 to 6, 2 to 10. 2 to 8. Sorry. I will be assigning 3 to 4 and 4 to 10. Now, based on this, what kind of relation is this? Very good. This is a one-to-many relation. You have noticed here, one value of x is assigned to 1, 2, 3 values. So this is one to many. Okay? And writing this as a set of ordered pairs, you have here 2, 2, 2, 6, 2, 8, 3, 4, 4, 10. Using a table, you have here 2, 2, 2, 6, 2, 8, 3, 4, 4, 10. And I'm gonna ask you this. What is repeating in a one-to-many relation? Is it the domain or the range? Okay, very good. You have noticed here that the repetition occurs in the domain. By the way, what's our domain in this example? Okay, very good. 2, 3, 4 is the domain. What's the range? 2, 6, 8, 4, and 10. That's totally correct. And take note, there are no repetition in the range. Okay, let's have the properties here. This is not 1 to 1, huh? This is 1 to... This is... I'm gonna change this first, huh? Yeah, this is 1 to many. I'm gonna edit this first class. Asa to? Here you go. This is 1 to many. Let's go back here. Okay. So, 1 to many, repetition of the X values. Domain ang nai-repetition. The range, no repetition at all. So, this time, I would like you to identify the kind of relation. Here we go. This is now our activity, a whole class activity. What kind of relation is this? Is this 1 to 1, 1 to many, or many to 1? Tanawa sa. Look at this. Look at the first values, the domain. Look at the domain. Tanaw na to, class. Ay, dito mo decide right away. Sige. Let's decide. I-check na to ang domain. What's the domain here? What's the domain? Negative 1, 2, negative 1, 4, na nagbalik-balik? Unsay nagbalik? What is repeating? Negative 1. Negative 1. Okay. Look at the range. Does the range have repetition? Wala. Okay. So take note, the repetition occurs in the X value. Unsa gani ni siya nga 1 to many. Very good. So take note, if the repetition occurs in the X value, because the repetition is found in the domain. Ang many to 1, ang repetition is found in the range. Ay, wala tayo many to many. I will not discuss that many to many. Huh? Okay. Let's have our second one. Look at this. Look at the domain. Are there any repetition there? No. Well, let's examine. 3, negative 2, 2, negative 3, 4. Look at the range. Are there repetition in your range? No repetition as well. 7, walay nagbalik-balik. Okay. Very good. This is an example of a 1-to-1 relation. Okay, next. For sure, this is many to 1. Let's examine if this is really many to 1. Now, look at the domain. 3, negative 3, 4, 2, negative 2. No repetition. Look at the range. 9, 9, 16, 4, and 4. 9 and 9, 4, and 4. This is a y coordinate, a y coordinate, a y coordinate, and a y coordinate. So this is an example of a many to 1 relation. So take note, let's go back on this. If the repetition occurs in the x coordinates, you call it 1 to many. No repetition, 1 to 1. There is repetition in the y value, meaning the range, that's many to 1. Is that clear, class? Okay, let's continue. Now, this time, I'm gonna give you a table. What kind of relation is this? Sige, examine. Many to one. Why is this many to one? Okay, 16, which is found in the Y. Diba? 16, which is found in the Y. Look at the Y. I'm gonna change my color ink first. Y. Dara. 16. There is repetition in the Y values. And take note, I have emphasized that a while ago. Repetition sa Y, many to one. Repetition sa X, one to many. No repetition, one to one. Okay? So this is a many to one relation. Let's have our second table of value. What about this? Why is this one to many? 9 and 9, which is an X value, is repeating. So this is a one to many relation. Okay? And for sure, look at the X values. No repetition. Look at the Y values. No repetition. This is a one to one relation. So it's simply identifying what is being repeated. Is it the domain or is it the range? Or there is no repetition. Again, repeating domain, what kind of relation? One to many. Repeating in the range, many to one. No repetition, one to one. Okay? Now, let's have a review. This is an example of a many to one relation. Oy, di pa di ay. Another one, mapping ta. So, klaro na siya ha. This is many, kay kini siya, 1, 2, and 4, gi-assign with only one value sa Y. So, we have 1, 2, 3, many, 2, 1. What about this? What kind of relation is this? This is a one-to-one relation. Exactly one value sa X paired to one value sa Y. What about this one? One-to-many relation. So take note. Let's go back to many to one. Many to one, daghan assigned to one value. One to one pair ra jud. Isa-isa ra jud ang pairing nata niya. Okay? One to many, one assigned to many values. One assigned to many values. That's a one-to-many relation. Any questions about today's lesson, section Ruby? Okay. Everything is clear. So, are there any questions? Are there further questions about this? More examples sa unsan man? Saha. Okay. Sige. I will be searching na ako'y prepare din nga. Na ako'y, ang workbook na mo before ako sang i-open ha. I'm gonna be opening the Math 8 exercise para mo'y atong tubagan na lang. Exercise book. There you go. Exercise book. For a while ha, kay nag-searching pa siya. I hope naadiri. Why is it? Wala. Math 8 workbook. Math 8 workbook. Okay, there you go. Gonna be using beginning 2020. Ay, 20 na lang. This one. Okay. Page down. Okay, there you go. Here. Dara. Okay. Oh, let's have this one. Let's have this activity here. Okay, kini lang siya ha, kining letter A. Let's have letter A first. Let's have letter A. What's the domain here in letter A? Okay, 1, 3, 4, 7. What's the range? 3, 6, and 1. Do not repeat 6 again. Now, what kind of relation is this? Many to 1. Kaya nga naman, may repetition sa the range, sa Y value. I'm gonna highlight that. Y man na siya, ang 6. What about example number 2? Given number 2. What's repeating in the domain? What's the domain? What's the domain? Ang ni-repeat is ang 4. And what is 4 here? Domain or range? Domain ang nai-repetition. So meaning, this is a one-to-many relation. That's correct. What about number 3? Look at the domain. Is there repetition in the domain? Wala. The range. Is there repetition in the range? So this is a one-to-one relation. Correct. What about number 3? -1 ang ni-repeat, sir. And what is -1? Okay, domain man ng -1, so that's one-to-many. Okay, let's highlight. Okay, this is one-to-many because there is repetition in the domain. What about this one, number 5? And what kind of relation is? Okay, very good. This is a many-to-one relation. Now, I'm gonna proceed to the next page. This one. Kini. Let's have number 1. Kini lang 1 to 5. Is this a one-to-one or a many? I'm gonna asa na to? Here you go. Padak alanta ni gamay. Kini siya, kini. Kining number 1 nato. This is this unsa may nagbalik-balik ang X ang Y? Ang X, unsa man to kung ang X ang nagbalik-balik? One-to-many. Okay, this is a one-to-many relation. What about number 2? This is one-to-one. What about number 3? This is, nganong many-to-one man ni siya? Ang Y man ang nagbalik-balik. Okay? What about number 4? One-to-many. Very good. This is one-to-many. That's correct. One-to-many. What about number 5? This is again one-to-many again. Kaya nagbalik-balik ang value sa X. What about number 6? Yes, 64. 64 is repeating na X man na. So this is many to 1. Okay? What about number 7? One to many. Correct. What about number 8? Many to 1. 49 and 64 is also repeating. Okay? What about number 9? 1 to 1. Number 10. One to many. So take note. Have you noticed all the highlighted there is either one to many or many to one. It's considered one to many if ang X ang nagbalik-balik. It's considered many to one if ang Y ang nagbalik-balik. Am I clear with that? Okay. What about this one? Kini. Kining atong given. Kini siya. Sorry. Asan na to? Here. What kind of relation is this? This one. This is one-to-one. Kay no repetition. Tanawang X na to, oh. No repetition. Tanawang Y. No repetition. What about number 2? One to many. Why one to many? Okay, the domain. Nai-repetition. Ang 16. Ang 16 o 64. Correct. Nag-repeat. What about number 3? One to many again. Kay ni-repeat ang domain nga 3. What about number 4? Many to one. Look at this one. 25, 25. Ay, sorry. Undo. 25, 25, 49, and 49 is repeating. What about number 5? One. Why is this one to many? Very good. Ang 2, which is in the domain, is repeating. Number 6. Many to one. Look at this one. Negative 3 in the range is repeating. What about number 7? This is one to many. 6, 4, 4, 3, 3. What about number 8? One to one. Number 9. Okay, one to many. Si number 9, correct.